All right, I had made a previous video that the San Francisco 49ers have tried out running back Jeff Wilson, who we know very well with his time with the San Francisco 49ers. It's where he got a start in the league as an undrafted free agent. 49ers ultimately traded him for a fifth-round draft pick to Miami. Also, Dearness Johnson, who's had some time in the league, has been a pretty suitable running back, honestly. And so I had reported those two. But after I had posted that, the full list of players who have worked out with the San Francisco 49ers, and I would imagine we could see some signings today. Let's stick with the running backs because it's running backs, wide receivers, and a quarterback. The 49ers also brought in Amir Abdullah for a tryout. I really liked Amir Abdullah coming out of Nebraska. He's been a journeyman, veteran running back. He's been on a bunch of teams. He's always stuck around with wherever he's been for the most part. Yeah, most recently with the Raiders. But he's a guy who plays special teams. He can do it as a pass catching back. He can run between the tackles. Honestly, I always felt he could be a capable back. It just felt like he was always buried on the depth chart. Never really got an opportunity, so I don't know. I think Amir's a pretty solid option, especially for a veteran. They also brought in Deion Jackson, who's more of a bigger back, has dealt with injuries, and hasn't really latched on anywhere. The last time I remember, he had a couple decent moments with the Colts. But again, the fact that the 49ers are looking into 4 veteran running backs who have all been on 53-man rosters and have had some pretty solid experience is interesting, because as I had mentioned in my previous video, this might be an indication that Jordan James has an injury. We do know that he did not practice yesterday, and there is a potential that this could be a sign that Jordan James is a little bit more banged up than we had thought. So we'll have to monitor that situation and see how that plays out. But as we mentioned, the 49ers also tried out wide receivers. They had tried out Colonel Powell. He was a Clemson wide receiver. I actually remember watching this guy at the Senior Bowl, the first Senior Bowl I covered. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, unless I'm mixing him up with another Clemson wide receiver, but that's beside the point. He's never really done much in the NFL. He's more of a, stronger physical type wide receiver. He had upside from my understanding coming into the draft. I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of the same guy. But just really hasn't latched on anywhere. The 49ers also brought in 2 other wide receivers that I like. Marquez Callaway, former Saint wide receiver. He has some big play potential, good size, solid ball tracking skills, does struggle with separation at times, but overall, this is a guy that I've liked since he was with the Saints. He was a Sean Payton guy. He followed Sean Payton to the Broncos. I think he has potential. You guys know I play Dynasty Fantasy Football. Marquez Callaway is definitely a guy that I've stashed on my roster before because I believe in the talent that he has. So we'll see. We'll see with what's happening there. And also Andy Isabella. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was like a 2nd or 3rd round draft pick by the Arizona Cardinals. And he's kind of like, I don't know if you guys know Sky Moore with the Chiefs. He's kind of like that same type of wide receiver, a smaller wide receiver, more of a slot guy. He is a huge producer at UMass. I remember scouting him coming out. I thought he was going to actually be a really good wide receiver, even though he was a smaller framed guy. He just never latched on anywhere. Didn't do much with Arizona. Kind of floated around. But, he can contribute as a returner, and he does have good quickness, but it just really hasn't translated into much. So Some interesting names, though, at wide receiver and at running back. But there's also a quarterback. The 49ers brought in Carter Bradley, who's an undrafted rookie quarterback. Solid arm, good size, developmental type guy. So interesting, but I mean, to be expected. The 49ers, I don't know when Curtis Rourke is going to be available, to play. Carter Bradley was undrafted in 2024. He played for the South Alabama Jaguars and Toledo. He was with the Las Vegas Raiders practice squad during his rookie season. And it's important to note the connection with Mick Lombardi, who was a coach for the Raiders as well, and I believe is the current quarterback coach for the 49ers. So that's kind of your connection there for the 6'3" quarterback. He knows this guy. He coached him. So that's probably the connection there. And if the 49ers need another camp arm, because like we saw when Brock Purdy went down, or he didn't go down, he had a baby and stepped away. The 49ers only had 2 quarterbacks at practice. And they typically carry 4. But again, Curtis Rourke, there's no timetable for him to return, being on the PUP. So I don't know, going to be interesting. But to recap, the 49ers brought in 4 running backs: Amir Abdullah, Jeff Wilson Jr., D'Ernest Johnson, Deion Jackson, 3 wide receivers: Colonel Powell, Marquez Callaway, and Andy Isabella, and 1 quarterback, Carter Bradley. So in the day off, they've been active. And again, to me, we already know that the wide receiver situation signals, a potential injury to Juwan Jennings. Ricky Pearsall had a scheduled rest day. Brandon Ayuk isn't returning anytime soon. And the biggest concern with the running backs that are being tried out is this might be indicative of a more serious injury to Jordan James. And when I say serious, meaning he could miss multiple days, weeks. I don't know what that is. Again, I don't want to speculate. I didn't see anything happen. Nothing's been reported. We just know that Jordan James didn't practice yesterday. And now the 49ers are bringing in 4 veteran capable running backs into the mix. So I'm cautiously optimistic that hopefully everything's fine with Jordan James, because he was having a really solid camp and definitely looked like he could be a contributor. But again, we don't know what's happening there, and so we're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think is going down. Is there an injury? Is there not? I don't know. You let me know in the comments below, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.